Have you ever wondered how small decisions can reveal a person's true character? It all began when Jesus, tired from a long journey under the scorching sun, was looking for a place to rest his weary body. His travels had brought him to a town where two houses stood side by side, yet they were worlds apart. One was an impressive mansion, a fortress of wealth with towering walls, polished marble, and gardens so perfectly manicured they seemed unreal. Lights blazed from every window, promising a world of comfort and luxury beyond imagination. The other was a humble little house, its paint peeling and its roof slightly bowed with age, where a man lived who barely had enough to eat each day. Jesus, always seeking to know the true nature of people's hearts rather than the appearance they presented, decided to test the souls dwelling within these two homes. He approached the mansion first, his simple, dust-covered robes a stark contrast to the opulence surrounding him. He didn't knock on the grand, imposing door. Instead, he went to a large, ornate window where he could see the master of the house inside, reclining on a plush sofa, surrounded by servants. In his calm and serene tone, Jesus asked for a place to spend the night. "Peace be with this house," he began. "I am a weary traveler. Might you have a corner where I can rest until morning?" The rich man, whose name was Valerius, looked up from his lavish meal. He saw the simple clothes, the calloused hands, and the tired look in Jesus' eyes. A sneer twisted his lips. "What are you looking for here?" He scoffed, his voice dripping with disdain. "This house is not an inn for beggars and vagrants. My floors are too clean for your dusty feet, and my food is too fine for your palate. Find refuge elsewhere, where you belong." And without another word, he signaled to his servant, who swiftly slammed the heavy velvet curtains shut, plunging the window into darkness. The abrupt action was a clear and final dismissal. Undeterred by the cold rejection, Jesus turned and walked toward the poor man's house. There, although the place was small and weathered, a gentle light flickered from a single lamp, casting a warm, inviting glow that seemed to push back against the gathering twilight. This humble light held more warmth than all the blazing chandeliers in the mansion next door. Jesus knocked softly on the wooden door. It was opened almost immediately by a man named Simon, whose clothes were patched but clean. Upon seeing the stranger on his doorstep, Simon's face, though etched with the lines of hardship, lit up with a genuine and welcoming smile. It was the smile of someone greeting a long-lost friend. "A blessing upon you, traveler," Simon exclaimed, his voice full of sincere warmth. "The night is falling, and these roads can be treacherous. Please do not stand outside. Come in, come in. My house is small, but it is your house for as long as you need it." He stepped aside, holding the door wide open with a gesture of profound hospitality. Hearing her husband's voice, Simon's wife, Ilara, came from the small kitchen, wiping her hands on her apron. She greeted Jesus with the same open-hearted kindness. "We were just about to share our evening meal," she said with a gentle smile. "We don't have much, but what little we have, we are honored to share with you. Please join us." They sat Jesus down at their small, worn table. The meal consisted of a simple barley stew, a loaf of coarse bread, and a cup of fresh water. It was a meager feast compared to the banquet next door, yet it was served with such love and generosity that it felt like the most luxurious meal in the world. As they ate, they shared stories. Simon and Ilara spoke of their struggles, their faith, and their simple joys. They never once complained about their poverty. Instead, they expressed gratitude for their health, for each other, and for the simple beauty of the world around them. Jesus listened intently, his presence filling the small room with an extraordinary sense of peace. When it was time to sleep, they insisted Jesus take their only bed, a simple straw mattress, while they themselves slept on the floor. "A guest is a gift from God," Simon said. "It is our honor to ensure your comfort." The next morning, as the sun rose, Jesus prepared to leave. He turned to the couple, his eyes filled with a divine light. You opened your home to a stranger without hesitation and shared the little you had with a full heart, he said. Your generosity has not gone unnoticed. Because you have shown such love and kindness, ask of me 3 wishes, and they shall be granted. Simon and Ilara were stunned. They looked at each other, speechless. They had not expected any reward for their kindness. After a moment of quiet discussion, Ilara spoke first. Lord, she said humbly, we desire only 2 things for ourselves. First, that we may have enough food each day, so that we never have to turn away a hungry person from our door. And second, that we may live the rest of our lives together in health and peace, serving God. Jesus smiled. Your wishes are selfless and pure, and they are granted. He then looked at Simon. And what is your 3rd wish? Simon hesitated, then a thoughtful expression crossed his face. Lord, he began slowly, my neighbor Valerius has everything a man could want, yet his heart is cold and empty. He has never known the joy of giving, only the pleasure of having. For my 3rd wish, I ask that his mansion and everything he owns be transported into the very depths of hell. Ilara gasped at her husband's shocking request. It seemed so uncharacteristically cruel. But Jesus simply looked at Simon with knowing eyes and nodded. So be it, he said. And with a final blessing, he departed. That very day, a miraculous change occurred. The pantry in the small house was suddenly full of bread, cheese, and fruits. A small flock of sheep appeared in their tiny yard, providing milk and wool. Their health was robust, and their hearts were filled with a peace that surpassed all understanding. They continued to live simply, but now they had the means to help everyone who came to their door. Their home became a beacon of hope and charity in the town. Meanwhile, a terrible fate had befallen the rich man, Valerius. He awoke to find his mansion filled with the stench of sulfur. The air grew hot and suffocating, and terrifying screams echoed through the grand halls. His luxurious silks felt like fire against his skin, and his delicious food turned to ash in his mouth. His magnificent home had become his personal hell, a prison of his own making, reflecting the coldness and emptiness of his soul. His selfishness had transformed his paradise into a place of eternal torment. This story reveals a profound truth. Our desires shape our reality. The poor couple, whose hearts were full of love and generosity, wished for the means to be even more generous, and they were blessed with abundance and peace. Their desires were outwardly focused, aimed at helping others and living a life of service. The rich man, who lived only for himself, found that his worldly possessions became the instruments of his suffering. Simon's final, seemingly harsh wish was not born of malice, but of a deep, divine justice. It was a wish that Valerius receive a reality that perfectly matched the state of his soul, a life as empty of love, light, and joy as his own heart had been. It serves as a powerful reminder that true happiness is not found in what we accumulate for ourselves, but in what we give to others. Humility, generosity, and a simple life lived with love are the true treasures. This story invites us to look within our own hearts and ask, are we building a mansion of selfish desires, or are we cultivating a humble home with a door that is always open? Press play and join me on this journey full of life lessons that challenge us to reflect on what truly matters. This is not just a story. It is a mirror for our own souls. Don't miss it. If you enjoyed this beautiful story and reflection, don't forget to share it with anyone you think might find it useful. Like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos and new reflections for your life. See you in the next video. See you soon.